Hello, everybody. Take number 247. For some reason, I just can't seem to get my words out properly. This is so sad. I'm just trying. So what it is I'm trying to do is I have this feeling inside where I want to inspire somebody. And I don't always get this. I ain't an ENFJ, so this isn't like something I'm used to. I don't know about other ENFPs out there, but I am not interested in injecting inspiration and motivation in other people. I'd rather do that to myself because I tend to be a little selfish. That's kind of my deal here. So it's really weird that I suddenly have this outwardly pushing kind of thing. And so since this is something that I have right now, was trying to create a video where I get to elaborate a little bit on this and be like, hey, look at me, I'm trying to get a person to feel things. So excuse me prior, this is gonna be my full-on disclaimer because I'm struggling, as y'all can see. This is harder than I thought it would be because I don't know why. Maybe there's this vulnerability involved, I'm not entirely sure how and what's going on, but here we are making it happen. So I made a tweet this earlier today where I mentioned out to ENFPs out there, I see out there who's just trying to make things happen. I can see your struggle and I get it. I understand what you're going through because I've been there. I've never met another ENFP where I couldn't relate 100% to their to their difficulties or their struggle in life, because we've all have literally almost the exact same problems. And it's something to be said of, because I don't know, I'm gonna take this on a little personal note where if I didn't get a mentor, an ENFP mentor to guide me, to tell me that everything's gonna be okay. I never had that, so I had to do it to myself. That was kind of my edge on this side, because no one was out there to I had two SI dom parents. The only NFs I had was not a lot. I don't even think I have the only NFs I actually do have now are online or in online communities, so it's really non-existent basically in real life. So part of this is a personal thing. Let's say maybe a letter to myself to take my own advice. I'm laughing because this is just gonna be a fail. I live for this. So other ENFPs out there who probably have a better at it than I did, for those who did, good job, you did it. Congratulations. I am jealous for one thing, but at the same time, I'm also really happy for you, because I don't think we praise people enough for their accomplishments. I think, and not just the accomplishments, I don't think people praise people enough for the work that they put. We do a standing ovation for someone who did a really good job singing, but we never really did praise them for all the times they lost hours honing their craft by doing vocal exercises early in the morning. Things like that, where we don't really care about the process, we care about the result. And sometimes it's kind of sad. Okay, this is gonna be take number 275. We have reached midnight. I'm kidding, no, we're just reached nighttime. So we're just gonna have to do this in the dark. Forgive me guys as I am driving in the dark, but I'm so determined to finish this today. And I'm going to have Radiohead's Creep hanging around while I'm getting this happen. But I last mentioned how I found it kind of sad that, for us NFPs, we just kind of born in this planet and we're just expected to just deal with it. We're just expected to just make do with what we have. And I feel for the most part, we grow up kind of ill-equipped to handle some of the things that's really common. I don't know about you other guys out there, other folks, but I certainly, growing up, felt that I did not have an edge in life. I felt life favored extroverted sensing, introverted thinking, extroverted thinking. Probably a little bit of introverted sensing also, but I never really felt that any was handled properly growing up, because can't really, I guess, do anything. You know, like you, especially if you're early up, being an NE dom with inferior, you know, SI, like it's just your personal hell. Trying to realize that you needed to explore, and if you didn't get that exploration early in life, you know, your mind will just continue on making all this imaginary things that never really get you anywhere. You know, we are NE users. We have to explore to learn. We have to, you know, take in all the possibilities, albeit in a very tedious and like exhausting, you know, take, but we gotta do it. And the funny thing is we probably don't even feel exhausted by it, but it does take a lot out of us. And for the ENFPs out there, like, we've all been there, you know, we've all had to go through that moment in our childhood where it was hard. You know, we grew up, we knew we didn't think like anybody else, but we didn't know how that was gonna affect our future. We weren't equipped to have NI, we weren't gonna think that this was gonna fade. You can only believe, sometimes with blind faith, that something's gonna get better tomorrow because today just sucks, right? So to other ENFPs out there, as like a letter of advice, be like, stop thinking that the inevitable is inevitable. It's not. You know, it does get better. For the NF guys out there, you know, the ENFP men dealing with living in a world where thinker men dominate, you know, it's not that bad. You will realize that you grow up and everyone's on the same boat, and these people you once probably idolized or like kind of admired because of their ability to handle logic or wield, you know, things in this way that like have really powerful developed reasoning, like these are things you can learn too. This isn't something that's foreign to you. Don't be, you know, don't like box yourself in thinking that you'll never reach that, because you will. There will be people out there who will take you for you, even if you probably believe that somehow you fear that they'll never fully accept you for the being that you are, because somehow you've figured out some coping mechanism to seal you up and blah blah this. The minute you show again your true self is when people actually start to like you. It's a thing. People like the genuine soul. I don't know what else you could kind of add to that. People are it's weird. People get attracted. Like the more I don't care about something, that's when they pounce on. They get like super intrigued and they want more. And I don't know why, but y'all are hungry for some reason. But like we make do with. It's funny because it's just like, I don't know if it's because I'm choking up, like I don't know what the deal is with me, but since we are in this mood and I'm doing it in the dark, why not? And I think for us ENFPs, like you have to realize that we are jack of all trade types. Taking from my own experience, actually, all my jobs, I've never actually picked a creative job, never. And a lot of it has always been like hands-on, handyman maintenance, like jobs that actually people would say stereotypically that the SPs would take. You know, the sensor receiver types would probably be more comfortable in. I've found success in all of that. I never really felt the need to advertise it or to kind of play around with like, oh, look at me, I can do this too, because I don't really need to. But I've done it because I felt like that was just necessary to survive on this planet. You know, I don't want to be stuck on the planet being useless. That's the last thing I want to be. But of course, granted, I keep saying granted as if I'm granting myself a wish. It was a way to prove myself that I could do it. You know, like the amount of times you probably pummel yourself as an individual that you can't do something because you couldn't do it faster than the other person. Like you didn't have any noticeable skills or talents because for some reason it just never kicked in. I would say wrong to all that you should never give yourself that that doubt shenanigans, it's terrible, because the fact that you can do anything is something that I feel like we as ENFPs may forget, especially in moments of stress, because we really shouldn't. We really can do anything we put our minds to. People wonder like, oh, but these jobs are more fit for this. I don't care if it's more fit for anything. If it's a job, I can do it. I don't see what the big deal is. You know, I'll be yes, some of us wants to express ourselves in our most authentic way, which is fine. I don't necessarily agree, nor I follow with that kind of thinking, because to me it's whatever it is I need to survive. But that's me. I don't know about the other guys out there, but if I want to be the most capable person on the planet, I will be the most capable person on the planet. You know, that kind of thing. It's always been this mentality where I may not know it today, but I'll know it tomorrow. So I'd rather do that. And because I've proven it to myself, I get to say this to other ENFPs out there. You guys can do it too. It's not hard. Or it is hard, but it gets better. Like you get used to dealing with reality this way. At least with me, I've learned that having at least a tether and never forgetting that you are still an idealist at your core is very important. I know I kind of make fun of FI every now and then, like I'm really hard on my fellow FI users. I'm so hard on my fellow ENFPs because we kind of project ourselves like a stereotype, and that's something that really frustrates me when I see it. But at the end of the day, we all just want to have fun, you know, and we all just want to explore freely, be the free spirit people that we want to be, making connections and producing possibility, letting other people believe that there are more options in the world, that you can open yourself up to so much more. And that's kind of what I want to, I guess, give to my fellow ENFPs, because sometimes you have to take a day where you just need to remind yourself that this is what it is. And life is boring, you know, like real life is, the real reality is the tangible thing we see is boring. But I learned to have fun a little bit with it, because reality is where the impact is. And you grow up realizing that the impact is as important as your inner world. And if you want your inner world to maintain some form of sustainability, my argument is bring it out. Because we do have the means to make our imaginations reality. Whether that be through the help of other people. Never deny someone else asking you for help, because there's going to be somebody out there, you'll never know when you'll need a mentor. You'll never know when you need a teacher. You'll never know when these things will come up. So take advantage of it when it is. You know, screw how bad it's, where it's coming from. You know, it doesn't really matter where it's coming from. That's coming from as a polar TI person too. But at the same time, it can come from somebody you perceive to be as an enemy, but if you could learn something from that, then why not? If you can draw knowledge and wisdom to better yourself, to, you know, move on to something else, do it. Because it's not worth losing your life for. And I feel like your life as an ENFP is so important to be in another person's life, because if you don't have that, like, I don't know what, but for some reason we just end up becoming really competent people, and I don't think we give ourselves enough credit. I personally don't give myself credit at all. You know, I'm talking like this, but this has taken me years to get to this point. So, and I still am uncomfortable with the concept. And this is why part of it is me doing this in the dark, because half of me practically thinks that it's easier in the darkness, where I don't even get to see myself in the camera. You know, like it's that kind of thing. So for all of you guys, all you folks watching that are ENFPs, I see you, I get it, and I want you guys to give yourselves a pat on the back, because it's the pat that we never really give ourselves for trying our hardest to maintain sanity in this world, because it's hard. And I don't know how many, until the next time I make this kind of inspirational thing, but till next time, till I make a next heavily laden mood, thank you guys for watching, and you guys have a good night. Bye.